Today, I want to share with you what we use for our RV unlimited internet. No data cap, no you use this much and now you're going to be deprioritized. It's unlimited internet that we use as we travel in the RV, and it's really simple. And I want to share with you how we found it. But I know how this is supposed to work on the internet. I'm supposed to tease the information along and get you to watch to the very end, or even have one of those annoying videos that says, wait for it, to try and waste your life to watch the entire video. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give you all the information right up front. We use Calyx Internet. It's actually a tax-deductible donation to be able to sign up for this internet. There's a lot of great things that go along with it, so we're going to unpack that. But the cliffhanger I'm going to leave you with is Calyx spelled with a C or a K? I don't know. We're going to have to find out. Wait till the very end to figure it out. It's a C. Calyx is spelled with a C, but I do have tips that I want to share with you along the way that have made this more reliable. So it's a very low-cost, reliable solution for us. But if you have a bigger budget and you want to spend more, get more internet out there, I have a solution out there so you don't have to go to all these different places to get the information, to find the fine print. I'll give you a resource that helps you narrow down exactly what you're going to be looking for to make an informed decision. Now, we use Calyx for our main source of internet in the RV for a handful of reasons. Just a few off the top of the list. It's truly unlimited. It is one of the lowest cost ones we can find. It's really simple to do. It's dependable. It's reputable. That's just to start the list off. But we found this because of the Mobile Internet Resource Center. And so I want to give you that resource because even if this isn't a plan that works for you, even though that it works for us, they will have a plan that will fit your budget, fit what you're looking for, and all the options that are out there so you can find exactly what works well for you. I'm not affiliated with any of these things that we're talking about today. None of this is sponsored. I just think it's a really good resource. So rather than just listening to one person that's tried one thing out and it works for them, they actually go out and they get everything and they try the different plans and they read the small fine print so that they can tell you what is working, what might not be working, and what those policies are for each of these. So I'm going to put a link down in the description to everything that we talk about today, from the Calyx internet that's working for us, to the Mobile Internet Resource Center, to the VPN that we use, and the equipment that we use. So all that is going to be down in the description. I'll pin a comment at the top of the list. But this is our Calyx Hot Spot. So this is a hotspot device that gives us our unlimited internet. They originally started out on the Sprint network, but now that T-Mobile bought them, it works on T-Mobile and the Sprint towers that are out there. This is still our first pick, even though you can get home internet through T-Mobile. Number one, this is a little bit cheaper, and number two, I'm not too worried about the fine print. We're definitely working inside the parameters of what this plan is meant for, but the home internet, while you can travel around with it for T-Mobile and some of these other larger carriers, there is fine print that they can enforce it not being mobile. It's supposed to be in a home base. So at any point, it can get shut off, and this has been around for years and has been very dependable. And like I said, this is actually a tax-deductible donation. So when you sign up, you can either do it quarterly or you can do it yearly. And so we have done the yearly plan. We first signed up, we signed up for the lower tier, which was $500 for the first year and then $400 for the years after that. So what that did is in that first year, you would get your device for being able to have internet. So that's what that additional $100 was for. And then the $400 after that was for the service. So your first year, you're only paying $500. The second year, you're only paying $400. So on that first tier, it's like paying $33 for your internet per month. So we actually like the tier above that. That's the one that we are doing. So you sign up, your first year is $600. That includes this device and your first year of service. And that gets you into that 5G tier. So being able to have the faster speeds on here. And we do a speed test. We often will see really good speeds. Of course, that's always going to depend on where you're at, the location, and the service that you have in that location. But this has been very dependable for us throughout the years. I don't think I explained it that well. So when we first started off, we did the first tier, which gets you the 4G hotspot and the 4G service, which was markedly better than what we had before, but we wanted to go up and have more frequencies and move to the 5G tier service. So after the 4 months that we had on this, we went to this for a year because we did like the service. So They do have multiple options, so it depends on what kind of hardware you would like. And so again, I'm going to point you to the Mobile Internet Resource Center because they also review gear. So you can look at these different hotspots and you can see what technology is in them, what kind of frequencies they cover, and what you might be looking for. So it gives you the pros and cons in a non-biased way to these different hotspots. So when looking at those different tiers, this is what you're picking. You're picking the hotspot and the service that comes along with it. That's one of the cheapest unlimited programs that I've seen out there for a truly unlimited internet. The one catch I would say that there is with this system is you have to use their hardware. I can't take the SIM card out of this and put it into other equipment. So what we have done to make this a little bit more dependable, because we found that trying to connect a bunch of devices to a hotspot doesn't make these very dependable, and it feels like we're resetting these all the time. And those devices do add up when you think about multiple phones for a family of 4, and then you have some TVs, you have computers, you have trying to do work from the road, you have Kindles, different things like that. It adds up to where these aren't that dependable. So what we've done is we just add an extender or a gateway so that we don't connect to this. This connects to one device, which is our extender, and then all of our other devices connect to that extender, and it's really cheap and easy. The one thing that I do wish with this is I wish we could do an external antenna. We've had other hotspots where we're able to do that, and the signal that you're able to get from an external antenna can really make a big difference, even if it's a cheap antenna that just basically suction cups to the window. But what we do with this is we'll test the speed when we get to our location. We usually just have it plugged in right over next to the window over there, but if we're not getting the best reception over there, we might try up in the slide in our bedroom, test the speed from there, and usually we can find a pretty good spot to be able to put this inside the RV to have our internet with good speeds. And then it just connects to our extender, which everything else connects to. This is our really simple, easy solution that's made the network inside the RV a lot more dependable. It's just because everything connects to this rather than the hotspot. This was really easy to set up. It was only $40, and you set it up through an app. So you can name the network, you can make the password, all those things are really simple. And it was, like I said, only $40. And we have one hardwired connection into it because our Victron system of being able to check on the solar and the inverter and all that. It does have Wi-Fi, but it just doesn't work that reliable inside of it, and it's much better to hardwire it. So having it hardwired into this and having that connect to the hotspot has just made everything work really, really well inside the RV. There's definitely much better equipment than this, and you can also spend a lot more on that equipment, but $40 did exactly what we needed it to. I didn't need an entire setup in the RV to do what this is doing. There's nothing wrong with those bigger setups. I just like to keep it simple if all that I need is simple. Now, somewhere in here, we do have one of those cell boosters so that you can boost the signal. Here's the antenna for it. But we haven't actually used it in a couple of years. Number one, I haven't set it up on the RV. And number two, we're not a huge fan of these. While they can be very functional, a lot of people do love them. We just don't use it much. So it is an option if you're in an area that doesn't have great signal. You can use a cell phone signal booster. So while you do have to use their equipment, you can do things to try and improve the signal that it's getting. Now, like I said, I don't have any affiliation with Calyx, but they do have a refer a friend program. So just by being able to click the link down below, by me referring you to Calyx, if you do sign up, you get a free month and it kicks me back a free month. So that link will be down in the description and in that first comment. But they also offer other things like a free VPN for people to be able to use, because they're about wanting to have digital privacy and free speech out there. If you haven't used a VPN before, your network information can be seen by other people if you don't use a VPN. And using a VPN is like using information going through a tunnel. It's a layer of protection, so if your communication is going through the tunnel, it can't be seen by other people. So a VPN is something that I definitely use when we go on public networks. We actually don't use the one with Calyx. I like using Surfshark VPN. There's a couple of reasons why I picked it. Number one, I'm able to use it for everybody in our family. It can go on all of our phones, all of our computers, so it's protected on each individual device. I don't have to buy it for each individual one. Number two, I was able to get, I think, 3 years up front, and it was under $3 a month for that. So it was really low cost for not having a monthly payment. I don't like monthly payments. Calyx is great because you can pay up front for the entire year, and I was able to do that with Surfshark also. So having that protection, having the internet service, and I don't have that monthly monthly service just kind of trickling away at me. I get tired of all the subscriptions that are out there. But there's times that I have to get on a public network and I definitely want a VPN for extra protection. They have a whole antivirus suite. That's basically what we're using for our main internet right now. I'd love to have Starlink, but I'm not quite willing to pay the $150 a month. And then it's just not one more extra thing that we have to set up. You can have those ports put on the outside to make it a really quick and easy setup, which is a fantastic idea, but I'm not quite ready to bite the bullet to buy that much equipment and pay that monthly fee. Even though you can pause it, it's just a lot of money for us that we're going to stick with this lower budget, very functioning internet solution for us. But I hope this information really helps you guys out, whether it's the Mobile Internet Resource Center, whether it's Calyx, or the really inexpensive extension that we use to be able to make the system work for us, or it's the VPN service that's going to keep you a little bit more safe when you go to public networks and using your internet in general. I hope one of these pieces of information can help you out in some way. But I think I'm gonna go use a little bit of this internet because I need to do some 3D printing. So I'm diving into that world right now to be able to mount some fans for the RV. So always on to the next project. So I hope you guys like this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you wanna see more videos about RVing, hit that subscribe button. And if we don't see you on the road, hopefully we will see you next video.